Happy Monday, fight fans. It's your boy Ak.
And I'm Barak, the Boxing Bully.
Welcome back to the DAZN Boxing Show. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for joining us. It's Tank Ryan Fight Week, so you know we're going to get into that. But we got to talk about that heavyweight upset. That's right, Joe Joyce loses to Zhilei Zhang, and we're going to talk about it on the opening bell. Barak, going into this fight, we were looking at Joe Joyce as the Terminator. Some people refer to him as that, a man that cannot be hurt, a man that's going to continue to go forward and attack his opponent, even getting hit continuously until he breaks his opponent down. And to this point, well, till that point, he had done that, right? So we didn't see anybody that that wasn't on the level of, you know, the Joshua, the Furies of the world that present a challenge, especially Zhang, a guy that is not known for having good condition, the guy that gasses out. We know he's heavy-handed. He's from the southpaw stance. So there might have been some adversity, but nobody saw this coming, Barak. And I'm assuming that you're agreeing with me.
I'm agreeing with you 100%, man. I have to admit, I know I don't be doing predictions, but I actually thought Zhilei Zhang was going to lose this fight. But you know what my problem is? I was judging him according to that Jerry Forrest fight. And that was stupid of me when he came back and did very well against Hrgovic. I thought he won that fight, but they gave that fight to Hrgovic. You know what I'm saying? So he came back and beat a young guy who was a prospect who was just as big as him. You know, so that should have said a lot to me, but it didn't. And I don't know why. I kept that Jerry Forrest moment in my mind. And sometimes that's what fans do. Is this a learning experience,
you think, Barak? Like, you think that you can take this and use this in the future and say, wait a minute, let me not jump the gun because of what you said?
Well, sort of. Because I think if I just would have gave it a little bit more thought, then I would have thought properly and said, oh, this might be a good fight. Because if you think about, look at all of Joe Joyce's opponents, like, not to say that they weren't good fighters, because I think Brian Jennings is a very good fighter, you know, even though he learned late. I think Dubois is a good fighter, but I just think that none of these guys that he fought had all of the attributes that Zhang has. You know, he fought Dubois, who was kind of like his height, but he's 15 pounds less than him. And then he was actually winning that fight. But his eye socket got broken, and if that didn't happen, 2.5 rounds later, he probably would have beat Joe Joyce. You know what I mean? And this is the first guy who's faster than him, his size and his height. Now, I was talking about Brian Jennings earlier. Joe Joyce fought Brian Jennings years ago, and he was light. He was this light as he was against Zhang, but it made sense against him because he was still 30 pounds heavier. Right. You come in 15 pounds lighter than you fought Joseph Parker, your last fight in September 2022, against a guy who comes in 10 pounds heavier than your normal weight anyway. So now you're giving up 22 pounds against a guy who's just as big as you and shown that night to be faster, his feet and his hands faster. And that's what happens when your defense is a good chin. You know, after one of his fights, it was Christian Hammer. They was like, one of the reporters said, hey, do you feel like you got hit too much? He was like, nah, I don't mind, you know, because I'm the juggernaut and I have, you know, a strong chin.
Barak,
that shouldn't be your defense.
No, absolutely not. Obviously, that'll take its toll on anybody. I don't care how strong you are, but I think.
But then again, though, he didn't get knocked out.
No
doubt.
His face didn't held up. And I think the difference in that fight, we all know what it was. It was the left hand. That southpaw stand presented way too much trouble, and it was the lead left hand. But because his mentality is not defense, right? Walking into somebody, normally, especially heavyweights, they're gonna walk into another big man with a jab, or at least with some lateral movement, head movement, or even your hands up. Joe Joyce literally walks right into it as if there's no punches coming at you. And then he throws, right? But when a guy like Zhang, who throws a left hand, but leans a little bit to the right, so he's getting away from the jab or any of the punches and landing that lead hand easily. I'm talking about at will. Every single time he landed that jab, I mean, that straight left actually closed, broke his eye socket. Looks like it's a broken eye socket. I'm not sure if they confirmed that, Barak, but
I don't know about that.
It appears that way, at least with that type of damage. Usually see those, but it could have been.
I mean, but the eye was close. Hey, listen, if it was a broken eye socket, Joe Joyce didn't want to quit. You know, and that's crazy. I don't think it was broken. I just think the eye was closed. And it's crazy because his corner was telling him, get your head off the line. Like literally, he has slow feet, so nobody's asking him to take a step back like a Shakur Stevenson, or a faster fighter. But it's easier to move your head out of the way than it is for somebody to land a backhand straight punch. It's faster. You can just move your head out of the way, and that's something that, because of bad habits, because of having that strong chin and never really being hurt, it led to this. He's thinking, well, he's not hurting me. No, he's not hurting you, but he's closing your eye.
Wait a minute, Barak, our producer just hit me on the chat here. It looks like it was confirmed that it was a fractured eye socket.
Wow.
And it looked that way.
Respect, Joe Joyce, respect. Wow, but move your head, though. Get some head movement in it. Look, everybody's laughing and disrespecting Anthony Joshua for not knocking out Jermaine Franklin, which is ridiculous to me. But defense, that's what he's shown different. One of the things he's shown different was defense, and that's what you need, especially as a heavyweight. You can't be taking shots like that.
In hindsight, Barak, in retrospect, all right, watching the style, now do you think Anthony Joshua would have beaten a Joe Joyce?
I mean, it's possible. See, this is the thing, though.
What if he gone into that fight as a favorite? What if he?
Of course, man. First of all, I would have thought he would beat Joe Joyce anyway.
True.
Anyway, you know what I mean? But
there were rumors. People were saying like, "Oh, I don't think AJ wants any part of Joe Joyce." I never agree with that because of how slow Joe Joyce is and the lack of defense. We all know AJ's still a heavy-handed puncher, so I never saw that. But a lot of people were saying that.
I mean, we would have to see how his chin would hold up, and I'm talking about Joe Joyce. But you know what? Also, Zhang is a southpaw, so that is tricky. Heavyweight southpaw. There's not too many of those. Luis Ortiz gave everybody trouble because of that, and he had fast feet. So Joshua is a right-hander. So who's to say if he wasn't able to knock him out if he would have closed his eye?
Yeah, no doubt. Look, I'm excited to see what's to come for Zhang. I think he's deserving of a big opportunity fighting a guy that's ranked high. Title eliminator something, and we'll see what happens with Joe Joyce.
And the thing is, Zhang wasn't even ranked in the top 10 on any sanctioning body. So shout out to him.
Well, I bet he
loss
is
to
now.
Hergovich really messed him up. Meanwhile, I really thought he won that fight.
I agree with you on that. I thought he won that fight. Look, heavyweight division is getting interesting. Look, when things like this happen, it just makes the division just that much more interesting. There are guys out there, right? Look, he can be. I don't want to call him a gatekeeper, but he can be a guy that listen, he can be a guy
40 years old. He's about to turn 40. The biggest fight. Not Jared Anderson.
Listen, hold on, man. Hold on. What I'm saying, he's a dangerous type of guy. It would be the biggest step up, Zhang. It would be the biggest step up for Jared Anderson.
No, I got you. That's true. But you're looking at it from a Jared Anderson point of view.
Absolutely.
No, let's look at it from a Zhang point of view. Who can he fight to better his career? You fight Anderson, you might not go nowhere.
All right, fine. But what I'm saying is,
he fight now?
But that also will be a test from him. Hey, if you can beat this young lion, then yes, you just beat
a top 10 guy. You don't fight Jared Anderson, who's the most dangerous guy.
I'm looking at it from the other side. Now, if I was on the Zhang management side, of course I wouldn't want that fight, right? But I'm not. I'm not getting 10% of that.
Dillian White.
But Dillian White, no, I don't love that fight.
Deontay Wilder.
Yes, a Deontay Wilder fight would be great for Zhang. And there are other guys. Look, Frank Sanchez. There are other heavyweights out there and I do agree with you. I thought he did win his last fight. So I'm excited for him because of his age, and he's been wanting to get big fights. He proved himself beating Joe Joyce. Let's see what's next from him. All right, let's move on.
What about Hergovich rematch just because? But then again, he's 40 years old. Yeah, maybe he needs to think about a bigger fight than that.
No time for those type of get back fights. At his age, you just want big fights that's going to generate some revenue, make him some big paydays, and then eventually maybe get a title shot. And this heavyweight division is interesting, all right? Look, let's move on, Barak. Look, big shout out to Michaela Mayer at her new weight class, 135, getting her big victory. It is fight week. Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. It's going down. People have picked their picks already, Barak. A lot of people are picking Tank. There's some betting on Ryan's speed and power. The All Access shows are great. I'm excited for this one. We'll be front center in Las Vegas for this one with live shows on Friday and Saturday. It's fight week.
Listen, the DAZN pay-per-view, when it came about, people were upset. Here's one that's worthy. No one will complain. No. I might even pay a little extra for this. No, seriously.
And not to mention, hold up, Barak. Over on across the pond, those guys are getting this one for free with just a subscription. So if you're in London or on that side of the world, it's not pay-per-view.
I'm a little jealous.
Here in America, definitely gonna be on the DAZN pay-per-view. You don't want to miss this one, and you don't want to miss the live shows. So make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed, if you're watching this clip on Instagram,
if you're talking to them, they subscribe. They're not gonna hear this part on Instagram.
No.
They're not hearing this part on Instagram.
That's not true. They might be hearing this. Matter of fact, I'm going to make sure this is on Instagram just so you guys can hear it on Instagram.
It'll be on YouTube.
No doubt, on YouTube. Look, that's our show for today. We can't give you nothing else. Just have to tune in this weekend from Vegas. Peace and love. Stay safe. We're out of here.
Introducing the new DAZN Boxing Show podcast. No matter the time or the place, getting your boxing content has become easier than ever. Tune in as we give you exclusive insights, predictions, fight night recaps, and more alongside the biggest names in the game. All for free. Available globally every Thursday across all audio streaming platforms and with new episodes dropping weekly to give you the latest news. Just type in the DAZN Boxing Show podcast, listen in, and enjoy.